Adwoa 2019. The theme for this year is Generation Equality Stands Against Rape. What is street harassment? Street harassment is a form of sexual violence. It's a form of harassment which manifests normally in unwanted calls. It can be verbal, comments, gestures, catcalling, whistling, like barking, commenting on someone's body while they're outside in the public sphere. So people don't ordinarily think of street harassment as a form of violence because it seems very innocent, and they think that behind it there's no malintent, so therefore it doesn't amount to a form of violence. But it is. Why is it a form of sexual violence? Because it causes undue harm and discomfort to persons who are the recipients of that form of violence. So it's important for it to be recognized as such, particularly in the context of Jamaica, where we have these sociocultural ideas, these beliefs, these values that we uphold about ownership over women's bodies and how it is that women's bodies are socially constructed as this place where we can enact or perform our masculinities on. So a lot of Jamaican men will say, well, it's just a little compliment, it's not anything really that's gonna be hurtful. I'm just paying you a compliment so that you feel good. But what if the person who's receiving that compliment doesn't accept it in that way? Is it a form of violence? Absolutely, because it's not the intent, it's the outcome. The outcome of your actions is really what matters. And if the recipient of that so-called compliment feels uncomfortable or responds negatively to that compliment, it is sexual harassment, and therefore it's a form of violence against women. And women are primarily the ones who experience this kind of, who have this experience as they walk in public space, in the bus stops, on the streets, as they navigate various public spaces. So it's important for it to be recognized as a form of violence that reinforces direct or can lead to direct violence. Because a lot of times when persons are sexually harassed or experience street harassment, that generally is followed by direct violence. So, for example, if a man says to a woman, baby, I like your body look good, and the response is not positive, then it usually escalates to something more aggressive, and depending on the response, that can go further in and lead to a form of direct violence where someone starts to touch or hit or respond aggressively and violently to the unwanted advances, or because they feel like their compliments are somehow rebuffed, and it emasculates them or causes them to feel like they're not, no longer a man. So because of our socio-cultural values and attitudes and beliefs that, it's just a little compliment, and Jamaican women supposed to understand Jamaican man say, so we tell women, so we appreciate and we value them. Well, when a woman says, this is not how I want to be appreciated or valued, or I don't accept that as a marker of Jamaican masculinity, that therein lies the problem. How are we constructing these ideas about gender and how it is that men navigate public space versus women navigating public space? Women are hunted and men are the hunters, and their lot in life is to chase and to harass and to call out to women to prove their masculinity, and that feeds into structural forms of violence. I know that there is no talks about tabling, or the new sexual harassment bill, the long-awaited sexual harassment bill, and moving that through the various houses in Parliament to get it enacted in law. One of the major things that the sexual harassment bill, when it becomes law, ought to address is this issue of street harassment. There has to be a provision in that law that accounts for the various ways in which women experience harassment, both in the public spaces such as the streets, as well as in spaces of work. And so that omission, if it does come into law and that there's that provision is not factored into the formulation of the law, then that perpetuates direct cultural and leads to structural violence because there's an omission on the part of the state to ensure that that is captured in our understanding of sexual violence and gender-based violence that women experience. So what would I like to see moving towards Beijing 25 plus in the year 2020? Finally, see some action, not a bag of mouth, that's very cliche, I know, around getting this sexual harassment bill enacted into law. I think that would be for the state an exemplary declaration of their commitment to gender equity and to social justice and gender justice for everybody.